This is the Bahamas Tonight, the Northern Edition. Good evening, all. I'm Shashina Roll. As always, it is so great to have you with us. Topping news this evening, residents on Grand Bahama who have registered early can start collecting their voters' cards this coming Monday. Tonight, the Assistant Parliamentary Commissioner explains what you need to bring to pick up those cards while giving an update on voter registration. The Parliamentary Registration Department is hard at work as they prepare for March 6th, the day scheduled for distribution of voters' cards. Assistant Parliamentary Commissioner Reno Smith explains where and when eligible voters can pick up their cards.
Bimini, polling divisions 8, 9, 10, and 11 will be distributed by Administrator Oscar Monroe in Bimini. East Grand Bahama polling divisions 1, 2, 5, and 6 will be distributed at the Administrator's office in High Rock by Administrator Harvey Roberts.
For the Freeport area, distribution begins at 10 a.m. at the post office, and for the West Grand Bahama polling divisions 1 through 7 and 12 through 14 and Central Grand Bahama 2 and 10 will be held at the Magistrates Court in 8 Mile Rock from 5 p.m. to 8 p.m. Smith adds that additional pickup centers will be added for Freeport at a later date.
But we want to do the first week at the General Post Office, downtown Freeport, in the event that corrections need to be made to 1 or 2 cards or some individual cards. They can simply walk from the post office to the Parliamentary Registration Department. We want to have everything initially centrally located if there are corrections to be made. And of course, during the hours of 5 to 8, we're right upstairs along with the administrator's office, so if there are any issues in the administrator's office, they can walk right down the hall to us.
And here's what you will need when picking up your voter's card.
You're advised to please bring your white or green receipt or some picture ID as issued by the government of the Bahamas if you have misplaced your receipt. Additionally, if you're unable to make it, you're asked to make a notation on your receipt giving whoever you're sending power to receive or collect your voter's card.
So far, there are 22,507 persons registered to vote on Grand Bahama, 5,000 less when compared to 2012. But he says recently they have seen an increase in persons wishing to register.
Very much so, and we anticipate the last 5,500 to be registered in short order for those who genuinely want to register. There are some we anticipate will not register for whatever reason. That's their right, but we're encouraging persons, whether you intend to vote or not, to come in and register on that day. It'll be better for you to have a card as a result of registering and decide not to vote instead of deciding to vote on that day.
As the Progressive Liberal Party gets set to complete its 5-year term in office, and as a general election approaches, the nation's leader, the Right Honorable Perry Christie, says his government has done a great deal to stimulate economic growth throughout the country. He says despite the challenges on Grand Bahama, other islands in the northern Bahamas are doing well. He is asking Bahamians to judge this administration by its efforts to develop sustainable economies.
Dr. Darwin is assisting me and the Minister of Health in traveling around the Bahamas, ensuring that we have everything in place so that when the first week of April comes, we'll be able to launch national health insurance.
The government is also preparing to unveil a major initiative that will positively impact the lives of Bahamians around the country. The National Health Insurance Program is expected to be rolled out in a matter of weeks, and Prime Minister Christie says the Minister for Grand Bahama is playing a vital role in the process.
When we came to power, we had this commitment to ensure that people who lived in Bimini would have an opportunity to have real work. We created over 700 new jobs in Bimini with a 5-star hotel built, a very successful casino. We created new innovations on how to do business. called public-private partnership, where you get the investor to spend the money and we pay him back over time. We did the same thing in Abaco.
In other news, owners of a local business establishment expressing confidence in Grand Bahamas' economy and looking forward to the future with great anticipation. Tonight, Sabrina Brown tells us that they recently made a major investment in this island's economy.
A multi-million-dollar company continues to positively impact Grand Bahamas' economy. Bahamas Industrial Technologies opened on this northern island in 2000 as the first subcontractor for the Grand Bahama shipyard. Owner John Hines says, over the years, the company has grown tremendously.
We were doing blasting and painting in the yard and have developed from there into heavy equipment, machine shop, steel fabrication. We still do blasting and painting, but mostly for other customers on the island.
The company recently invested $2.5 million in 6 brand new cranes, 3 70 tons and 2 25 tons, which will service the Grand Bahama shipyard, and a 60-ton backup crane.
They're going there for a 5-year term. We will be handling all the maintenance on them throughout that term, and further to assist them with their services.
Bahamas Industrial Technologies is also a subcontractor for other major companies in the island's industrial park. Hines says the company has experienced great success over the past 17 years, and he's optimistic about the future.
We're so fortunate with people like the shipyard who have been growing. The cruise ships continue to be repaired. They're bringing in commercial ships coming in to be repaired. It's a very vibrant business. Buckeye is continuing to do maintenance on their equipment. They're continuing to grow, and along with them, us as well. The container port, after all their damages, they're going to be putting in a major investment in, and we're there to assist them as well.
The company has 35 employees, most of whom are Bahamians. Hines says this new investment paves the way for jobs for more Bahamians. Sabrina Brown, ZNS Network News.
Well, it appears as though drivers on Grand Bahama are paying special attention to the speed monitors recently installed throughout the city of Freeport. Tonight, the city manager gives an update on how these safety devices are helping motorists drive to arrive alive. It's been 6 months since speed monitors were introduced on Grand Bahama after being installed at major thoroughfares in Freeport. However, the question is, are these devices helping to make drivers more aware of their speed? And is it serving as a deterrent to traffic accidents? City manager with the Grand Bahama Port Authority, Troy McIntosh, says their data proves that it is, especially in certain areas.
You can speak particularly to the one at Boulevard gas station. The speed there was pretty high, the average speed for the 85 percentile. As of today, the speed has reduced on the approach to that speed monitor. And so we know obviously it's working, and our intent is to look at the others to see what's happening.
The speed monitor flashes slow down to alert drivers when they are going above the speed limit. The Grand Bahama Port Authority has partnered with the Royal Bahamas Police Force in this initiative, and McIntosh notes that the Police Traffic Division uses the data from the speed monitors strategically.
And I can tell you what I was told last year once we put them in place. The one at Boulevard, there was some, within the first, I think, month or 2 months, some 16 tickets were written at that one location because of the speed monitors. Yeah.
So they have a way to track them then?
Well, what happened is we send the data and we say, okay, here's what's happening between these hours. Your greatest speeds are between these hours, and you could see it. And so they then decide what they need to do. They can sit there, you can sit in the bus stop and not see the police. And obviously you see the speed, and obviously when they show you on their speed gun, you can decide, whether he's telling the truth or not, because you would have seen your speed. So the idea is, again, give a visual, provide a visual to the public that you're exceeding the speed limit. One, most likely approaching the area that's hazardous to you.
McIntosh says he is pleased that these speed monitors are making a difference and in turn can potentially save lives.
We are really, really thankful to our partners as well as to the Grand Bahama Port Authority for giving us the option, city management the option to put these things in place, because again, safety is all of our business.
Stay with us, there's more news right after this.